Game over. SpaceX insane news nuclear Starship. According to Elon Musk, SpaceX's Starship will transport people to Mars through space. The Starship model is very essential for Elon's plan to make humans an interplanetary species. However, it claims that the journey from Earth to Mars will take as much as 9 months, and the spaceship can only carry up to 100 passengers at a time. 9 months is too much, right? Can a nuclear energy-powered Starship make the process faster? Let's have a look at it. The Starship is known to be capable of performing multiple functions like establishing colonies on Mars, transporting astronauts, and traveling from one corner of Earth to another. Elon Musk has been offering the world a pathway to the future. Over the years, he has given the world some of the most impressive inventions to date, of which Starship is the most advanced one. SpaceX's Starship rocket aims to carry passengers and cargo to destinations including Mars, the Moon, and low Earth orbit. Musk says that one day the Starship would be able to carry you to Mars and back. Wait, there's much more to this. This video is all about how the journey of 9 months can be cut down to a few weeks by replacing the power source of the Starship with nuclear energy. So let's get started. This 164-high Starship is notably shiny too, as it is built of stainless steel, with the company meaning to build up a rocket framework that is reusable similarly to a business aircraft. This will be launched into the stratosphere using a reusable rocket booster, which will then detach itself in orbit. Moreover, NASA has made a deal with SpaceX to launch a Starship to the Moon, as the vessel is extremely large, fast, and completely reusable. The Starship can even land in an upright position. The US military also wants to use it for rapid transport of cargo here on Earth. However, Elon Musk's vision is way different than this. One major problem that SpaceX has to consider is its rocket fuel. Due to the constraints of using normal rocket fuel, it is expected that the vessel will take up to 9 months of time and a large amount of propellant in a single trip. Musk has plans to colonize Mars as soon as possible, right? So, using a normal rocket is not the ideal method, as it will take years and years for colonization. As stated by Musk, that goal requires millions of people across the vast space between the two planets in a relatively short period of time. It is no secret that the greater goal of SpaceX as an organization is to make human survival possible on an alternative Earth, i.e. Mars, and to make it affordable for people. Given the fact that the existence of mankind and our planet is under a constant threat of vanishing into thin air due to potential asteroid collisions or getting sucked into a black hole, endless possibilities exist that might end life on Earth forever. Hence, making an effort to protect humanity is a dream that should be worked upon rigorously. It does seem difficult to achieve, but it's definitely possible, thanks to great minds like Elon Musk. However, to achieve the faster colonization of Mars, they have to use a better method and shorten the duration of the trip. Musk and the company know very well that faster transportation is essential for their project. Other than that, there are various other reasons for which faster transportation is required. For instance, radiation. Radiation is present everywhere in outer space, so rocket engineers and designers take this factor into account while building a spaceship. In the case of Starship, it has plans to build a radiation shelter in the vessel. That's a great move indeed. However, the more time you spend in space, the more you are exposed to higher doses of radiation, and that is a real concern. Radiation is one of the major things SpaceX has to address in this project. Radiation causes significant health issues and can even cause cancer and sterility. Because of this reason, many people would not be interested in the Mars project. So what to do? Make the journey faster is the best method possible. By doing so, the passengers will be exposed to radiation for a very short period of time, and it is highly unlikely to cause any health issues. As of now, NASA is collecting data from Mars, as it is very helpful to collect resources and study each and every aspect of the planet. Someday, if SpaceX manages to get on Mars, then NASA would surely be interested to deploy it to further destinations like Neptune. The last time it happened, it took Voyager 2 12 years to get there and only get a few beautiful pictures of the planet. If the spaceship would have made the trip in a short period of time, then astronauts could have gotten the pictures faster. However, there is one more problem related to such transportation: fuel. There is the problem of carrying enough fuel for longer trips. An enormous amount of propellant is needed to escape the gravitational pull of the Earth. SpaceX is also planning to set up orbital refueling, which means that the spaceship will be refueled in outer space. But this idea only complicates the whole process. Space is a massive place, and everything is so far away. So in order to get anywhere, be it a planet or the moon, you need to travel very fast. So what methods do SpaceX have adopted to make the journey faster? Have a look. Solar sails. You have probably seen sails moving boats faster when wind pushes the sail. As it turns out, the wind consists of tiny air particles of momentum to displace the sails of the ship. The sun has protons. We know they're massless, but they do have momentum. So if SpaceX fixes enough sails on the Starship, photons from the sun hitting the sail will propel the Starship forward. But the question arises, how fast can those sails propel the vessel? Considering the massive weight of the Starship, attaching the sails the size of a football field would produce 9.3 Wm, which is quite low, and the more the Starship moves away from the sun, the less the photons from the sun will hit the sails. This only means one thing, that is reduction of acceleration. The other option is nuclear propulsion. Yes, this method can be used by the Starship's company to achieve faster trips to Mars. The same nuclear plant that produces electricity can power a Starship too. Nuclear energy is produced by nuclear fusion or nuclear fission, but it has a bad reputation because of the hazards it possesses. Despite this, NASA has been reluctant to pursue nuclear propulsions in its rockets. NASA is heavily invested in its projects, and most of its decisions are politically motivated, so the agencies may be cautious to introduce this method. However, SpaceX is a completely private company, and so it can make its own decisions by itself. If Elon Musk wants, he can power the Starship with nuclear energy. What makes nuclear energy-powered rockets better? Well, the element uranium has a high energy density. It has nearly 4 million times more energy than conventional rocket fuel. This means the mass of uranium required to produce the same amount of energy as hydrogen is far smaller. But how will it work? If Elon Musk decides to go for nuclear energy-powered rockets, then he can choose from two possible methods. The first one is nuclear thermal propulsion, which is quite powerful. In this concept, the Starship will contain a small nuclear fission reactor, just like the ones that power nuclear submarines. The reactor will heat a gas, probably hydrogen, and the gas will be accelerated through a nozzle. This accelerated gas will act as a thrust and will move the vessel forward. You'll be amazed to know that this thermal propulsion system is twice as efficient as chemical propulsion systems, as they can deliver up to 100,000 newtons of thrust. According to NASA's engineers, by using this method of propulsion, the spaceship can land on the surface of Mars in 25% less time. The other one is nuclear electric propulsion. In this concept, the idea is to produce electricity from a high-powered fission reactor. The generated electricity is then used to power a propulsion system like a thruster. This method of propelling a rocket is 3 times more efficient than that of thermal propulsion systems. Additionally, it can power multiple thrusters at the same time. This is the best way to shorten the time period of trips. By using this method, long voyages to faraway places can be made possible, as this method doesn't require solar energy. According to our calculations, this propulsion system can get the Starship to Mars in about 70% less time. Elon Musk can consider this method to achieve the best results and minimize the risks involved in outer space. It is still unknown to the world whether Musk is planning something like this or not. However, he has once hinted that nuclear options can be a better option than the chemical reaction methods the Raptor engines are using. Not to forget that the weight of the Starship will vary based on how it is used. For example, the weight of the Starship while carrying goods will be different than carrying human passengers. The designers and rocket engineers have to take into account the weight of the vessel. It's not wrong to say that SpaceX has to do a lot of work to come up with a perfect plan. Till then, let's see what happens, and we hope that SpaceX comes up with a perfect solution soon. Here's the thing, as the company proceeds with its work on 2 capital-concentrated, however potentially lucrative projects, it requires subsidizing. Recently, in a filing with the Securities and Exchange Commission, SpaceX stated it had raised $850 million from 69 financial backers in its most recent round. Who knows, the company might use this funding to work on this nuclear propulsion method. The new reports express the new round esteemed the organization at $74 billion, a significant increment. The round comes a half year after SpaceX raised $1.9 billion. The company has raised more than $6 billion in value to date, the vast majority of it since mid-2015, when it brought $1 billion up in a round driven by Google and Fidelity. However, that interest for capital is presently determined by 2 significant projects. This brings us to the end of our video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit like if you did, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so that you don't miss any of our videos in the future.